4 children hospitalized with severe COVID-19 symptoms. Wismar man arrested for cannabis and bribing an officer. GTT continues to improve services to meet its customers' needs. In the region, Brazil unemployment, Rio police dismantle camp set up by homeless, and internationally, Africa's COVID threats hits new level as Delta variant spreads. Greetings and welcome to another edition of Channel 2 Headline News Update. I am Bibi Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. Minister of Health Dr. Frank Anthony stated that there is cause for concerns because children as young as 1 month old are contracting the deadly coronavirus. Minister of Health Dr. Frank Anthony, during today's COVID-19 update, said there are reasons for concerns as children as young as 1 month old are contracting the severe form of the deadly COVID-19 virus. He said this is becoming a disturbing trend as 4 children are currently hospitalized with a severe form of the disease.
While most of the cases so far that we have seen have really been mild, over the last 2 weeks or so, we have seen a disturbing trend. And right now, in our hospitals, we have 4 children who have been severely affected by COVID. And so we are monitoring them, and hopefully the prognosis would be good because the medical team is really working to ensure that they can provide the best care for these children.
Dr. Anthony is calling on parents to ensure that all health measures are followed to prevent their children from contracting the deadly disease.
I think it's important that we take the necessary precautions, especially with our children, to make sure that they are protected. They wear masks when it's necessary if they're going out, because the virus, as we can see, can affect children, and I don't think a lot of people have paid attention to that, and therefore it's time that we pay some attention to this, especially now that we are seeing not just the mild cases in children, but we are seeing more severe forms of COVID among the children population.
Dr. Anthony is also calling on parents and adults to take precautions to ensure they do not bring home the virus.
If children are at home most of the time, then we also have to consider the interaction of adults who leave the home, go out to work, come back in. And if those adults are irresponsible and not taking the precautions, then they can bring that infection home. So it is something that I think people should be very mindful of, because you can bring that infection home and it can affect the children who are home and also the elderly.
The minister is encouraging persons who would have gotten their first dose of the vaccine to get their second dose.
While a lot of persons would have received their first dose vaccines, those that have become eligible for their second dose, we'll want them to come and get those second dose. And that includes persons who would have gotten their AstraZeneca vaccine and their Sinopharm vaccines. So once you're eligible for your second dose, please come and get it. In terms of Sputnik V, we are working to get the second dose of the vaccine in, and we are working very hard to see how we can source these vaccines and bring them in. Working with the suppliers, trying to confirm the dates. But as you know, these vaccines can be administered from 4 weeks right up to 12 weeks. And most of the people who would have received their first dose Sputnik V, while they're going to become due maybe in another month or so, we want to make sure that we have these vaccines in before that to ensure that people can get their second doses on time.
As of yesterday, July 1st, 48.1% of Ghana's adult population received their first dose of the COVID vaccine, while 23.1% have been fully inoculated. A West Berbice man is in police custody for allegedly beating and chopping his mother to death on Wednesday night. The dead woman has been identified as 64-year-old Tishwati Jailal of No. 3 Village, West Coast, Berbice. Her lifeless body was discovered on the ground in her home with multiple injuries to her wrist, right shoulder, fingers, elbows, eyes, and head. According to reports, the victim's son, Dionarayan Duki, would frequently physically and verbally abuse her for money. And on Wednesday, before leaving for work, neighbors heard him cursing and beating her. The woman allegedly died during the night while her two grandchildren, ages 6 and 3, were asleep. On the night in question, the woman was reportedly beaten until she became unconscious. It is also alleged that after committing the act, the suspect subsequently left for work. When he returned home the following morning, Duki purportedly told neighbors that 3 people broke into the home and killed his mother. However, the police said there were no signs of forced entry. A cutlass suspected to be the murder weapon was found at the back of the house. Duki was subsequently arrested. Investigations into this matter are ongoing. A Wismar man was arrested for cannabis found under his bed and attempting to bribe police officers. More from Esther Silvers.
A 25-year-old man from Wismar, Linden, is now in police custody after being found with 88 grams of cannabis on his premises during a police raid on Thursday afternoon. The Guyana Police Force was conducting raids in Wismar, Linden, and a search of the suspect's premises was done. In his bedroom, they were found a black, bulky plastic bag tucked under his bed. The bag was opened in his presence. It contained 26 transparent Ziploc bags with leaves, seeds, and stems suspected to be cannabis. He was told of the allegation and cautioned, at which point he said, quote, "Officer, is just a couple of bags of weed," end quote. He was arrested and escorted to the Mackenzie police station where the suspected cannabis was weighed and it amounted to 88 grams. While this process was being completed at the station, the suspect took out $33,900 from his right side pants pocket and handed it to the sergeant and told him to take the money to finish the matter because he couldn't leave his 4-year-old daughter and go to jail. He was warned about perverting the course of justice and cautioned, to which he responded, "Sir, it's just a chance I want for this weed. I got a 4-year-old child and I'm really sorry for pass this money," end quote. The money and cannabis were lodged. The suspect was arrested, pending an investigation and charges. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Don't go away after the break. GTT continues to improve its services to meet the needs of its customers, and Guyana maintains its Tier 1 status for the 5th consecutive year according to U.S. State Department Trafficking in Person report.
Survival Shopping Complex brings to you its delivery service, Shop Through WhatsApp. This process is simple. All you need to do is call or message your grocery list to 613-9683 and we will select your items for you and have them delivered directly to you, even out of town. This is convenient because we can stay on the phone with you as we select your favorite brands. We're happy to do your shopping for you. Contact us on WhatsApp today and shop Price Smart at Survival Shopping Complex.
Are you looking for men's suits for that wedding, prom, or special party? Or maybe you need to update your wardrobe with a modern fit or a new color for work? Search no more, because John Lewis Styles is the perfect men's suit store. Come see us on Waterloo Street, and our friendly staff will help you choose the perfect size, color, and fit. Complement that suit with a stunning shirt and tie, matching bow tie and suspenders, cufflinks, or even a pair of shiny dress shoes. You will love the way you look. John Lewis Styles. Simply different.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. Let Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brick Dam and White Castle Fish Shop, be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Tastes so good. It's gotta be made with Alabama Baker wheat flour. Produced from quality soft winter wheat and quality enzymes to give a superior product that's guaranteed to be luscious, delightful to taste, and stays fresher longer. Alabama Baker wheat flour is perfect for breads, roti, puri, pastries, chow mein, pastas, and many other delights. Imported and distributed by Alabama Trading. 6566 Robb Street, Borda, and 23 Lombard Street. Telephone 225-5800.
Welcome to Kissoon's Furniture. Find everything you need for your home and more under one roof in our newly decorated showroom. Our locally crafted furniture has been perfected over the last 60 years. From our hands to your home, we also bring to you our newly introduced lines of imported furniture and sleep center, where you can find a wide range of beds and mattresses. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 60 years.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road, Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Welcome back. In this report, SS Sobers visited GTT head office in Georgetown and spoke with the company's chief operating officer and mobile money Ghana general manager about what new services customers can anticipate from GTT as the company continues to improve its services to meet the needs of its customers. Here's more.
As the demand increases for better internet services, customer service, and convenient ways to pay bills, the telecommunications and technology giant GTT is steadily improving its services to satisfy its customers' needs. Headline News spoke with GTT Chief Operating Officer Eshwar Takardin and Mobile Money General Manager Babita Ram about what new customers can expect from the company.
Over the next couple of months, and this is all stuff happening this year, you're going to see redesigned products from us. Some brand new that are specifically designed to home users. We hear your questions, we hear the complaints about things that you need from us. For example, there's been some talk about the battery backup, right? And the more relevance for it now, especially more people working and studying from home. That is something we're looking back again in the near future to adding back to it. We hear people saying, look, I have my Blaze service and it has a phone line, but I don't have my regular phone line. I'd like to just move my phone number over to Blaze. That is also something that we've got in the works as well. So in essence, you don't need to keep Blaze and keep a landline anymore. You use your Blaze service, you get a phone line in it, and we'll just put your phone number over. So that's some of the things that we're going to be doing to better cater to the home users based on what they've been asking.
GTT has further organized the company into 4 business units. These units will provide more focus and attention to meet customers' needs.
Breaking it up, we're able to focus on each section specifically to their unique needs and answer their concerns. So what we've done is the organization now is organized around 4 units. That is home, this is my area, where we talk to the home users, landline, DSL, and Blaze. We have a unit that will deal with mobile specifically, your prepaid numbers, your top up, your mobile devices. We have a unit that will head business solutions, and that will be government, enterprise, oil and gas, small and medium-sized businesses. And of course, we have mobile money, which is Bobita continues to head that. The idea is to drive greater focus, so at least we can serve each of these segments specifically.
A service provided by GT&T that has benefited many Guyanese during the COVID-19 pandemic was the use of MMG that allowed persons to make and receive payments in the comfort of their home.
Businesses were closed, their physical locations were closed, they were able to continue operating from their homes, for example, or delivering services to customers when customers couldn't come to them, and solve the problem of how do they get paid. In some of the cases of large organizations, as you know, we have all the utilities on the platform, we have insurance companies, mining companies, almost all the industries do have companies on the platform. They've recognized that not only are they able to service their customers rapidly, efficiently, and in a safe manner, but 24/7 by 365. 2 in the morning, you want a prepaid token for your meter, nowhere is open. The meter starts beeping. You have MMG, you go into the app, you buy your token, you enter it, it's instantaneous. So thank you to all the customers who have recognized the benefits of using MMG.
With great things in store for customers, GT&T has announced a new CEO, Damian Blackburn. Blackburn has an extensive year of running companies, building and managing mobile networks, and leading growth initiatives. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. According to the latest U.S. State Department Trafficking in Person report, Guyana has maintained its Tier 1 status for the 5th consecutive year. The report stated that despite the impact of COVID-19 pandemic, Guyana demonstrated serious and sustained efforts during the reporting period. Quote, these efforts include increasing investigations, identifying and assisting more victims, creating the first anti-trafficking hotline in Spanish, opening an additional shelter, and creating standard operating procedures for victim identification. End of quote. In 2020, the government identified 199 victims, while several non-governmental organizations found an additional 5. Of the 204 victims, 151 were females, 53 were males, and 10 of whom were children. During the reporting period 2020, the government referred 100 victims to shelters or protective services. A new shelter for trafficking victims in the rural district was also opened, bringing the total number of government-operated shelters to 5. Counseling and other humanitarian assistance were also provided to 125 victims who chose not to access shelter services. For child victims, the Human Services Ministry provided intake counseling and placed them either in a shelter co-managed with NGOs or in government-managed children's home. Some children were placed into foster care or reintegrated with their families, while authorities placed adult male victims at non-specialized night shelters. In terms of prevention, the Ministerial Task Force on Trafficking in Persons coordinated national anti-trafficking efforts and served as the decision-making body. The government began consultations with human trafficking survivors to draft a national action plan for 2021 to 2023 to replace the plan that concluded at the end of 2020. The government also provided funding for the completion and implementation of the NAP in the 2021 budget. Don't go away after the break. Brazil unemployment, Rio police dismantle camp set up by homeless, and Africa's COVID threats hits new level as Delta variant spreads. But before that, here is the bridge retraction schedule.
Problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for do a surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Welcome to Kissoon's Furniture. Find everything you need for your home and more under one roof in our newly decorated showroom. Our locally crafted furniture has been perfected over the last 60 years. From our hands to your home. We also bring to you our newly introduced lines of imported furniture and sleep center, where you can find a wide range of beds and mattresses. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 60 years.
For decades, milk has remained the same, until now. Introducing the Great Dairy Full Cream Milk from Alabama Trading. Enriched with vitamins A to D and calcium to promote healthy teeth, strong bones, and vitality. Great Dairy Milk is delicious and fortified to encourage healthy cell growth within the body. No wonder it's the #1 brand of milk produced in Ireland. Now available nationwide in 400-gram packages at leading supermarkets and wholesale vendors. Distributed by Alabama Trading.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brickdam and White Castle Fish Shop, be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Survival Shopping Complex brings to you its delivery service, Shop Through WhatsApp. This process is simple. All you need to do is call or message your grocery list to 613-9683 and we will select your items for you and have them delivered directly to you, even out of town. This is convenient because we can stay on the phone with you as we select your favorite brands. We're happy to do your shopping for you. Contact us on WhatsApp today and shop price smart at Survival Shopping Complex.
Are you looking for men's suits for that wedding, prom, or special party? Or maybe you need to update your wardrobe with a modern fit or a new color for work? Search no more, because John Lewis Styles is the perfect men's suit store. Come see us on Waterloo Street, and our friendly staff will help you choose the perfect size, color, and fit. Complement that suit with a stunning shirt and tie, matching bow tie and suspenders, cufflinks, or even a pair of shiny dress shoes. You will love the way you look. John Lewis Styles. Simply different.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at news in the region and around the world. It is Latin America's largest economy, but unemployment in Brazil has reached a record level. Since February, nearly 15 million of its 212 million people were looking for work. Many in the country say they can no longer afford to pay rent. Al Jazeera's Teresa Bow has more.
We want a place to live, chant these people in Rio de Janeiro. They were recently evicted from a tent city in the area of Itagui. Hundreds of families had moved there last May as they couldn't afford a place to live. But their stay didn't last for long. Police were sent in to enforce an eviction order.
They are all cowards. Nobody injured them. There are no armed people here. There are no drug addicts here. There are no traffickers. We're just homeless people. We just want our rights.
The eviction removal follows a court decision in favor of the land's owner, Brazil's state-run oil company Petrobras.
We are demolishing the structures, and when we are done and the land is empty without the people who invaded the area, we are going to turn over the land to the owners, who will then control the area.
The residents call this place 1st of May Refugee Camp. Renata Carvalho says she has lost everything.
Today I'm unemployed, homeless, without housing. They took away everything that was ours.
Latin America's biggest economy has been hit hard by COVID-19. A record 15% of the working-age population is unemployed. People here say they're desperate. They don't have a job or a home to live. Many were left homeless by a pandemic that refuses to relent. Teresa Bow, Al Jazeera.
And internationally, emergency officials in Western Canada are urgently trying to account for more than 1,000 people who were forced to flee a wildfire on Wednesday. It took just 15 minutes for flames to sweep through the village of Lytton, which has been at the center of an unprecedented heatwave.
Almost an entire town destroyed by wildfire.
Some of the 250 residents of Lytton in Western Canada had little warning to escape the flames. Many of their homes now reduced to cinders.
Which way are we going to go?
This after temperatures in the area smashed records at almost 50 degrees.
I can tell you that at best it has been unnerving, and at worst it has been downright terrifying in British Columbia. We drove up here to Kamloops yesterday for our vacation and saw a plume of smoke so big coming from Lytton, all that distance from here in Kamloops. And my son said to me, "Is there a volcano erupting over there?"
This map from NASA shows the area where days of record temperatures have hit the entire northwest of the United States and Canada. The unusual weather is being linked to the so-called heat dome, where high-pressure zones trap hot air. Emergency crews have been taking to the sky as well as the ground to battle fast-spreading fires across Northern California. The flames once again forcing residents from their homes. This man in Lakehead expressed hope that he wouldn't have to leave.
Real concerned. The wind's coming up and the flames aren't too far away, so we got to pay attention.
Others wait out the fire at a high school that's serving as a Red Cross shelter.
It was cooling off and just getting to sleep really good when the sheriff came through right before first light and said everyone has to leave, so that's what we woke up to, and here we are.
It's not just the fires that are causing concern. As Western California and Canada is consumed by a drought which many have attributed to climate change, the heat wave has also taken hundreds of lives.
Estimates of the number of excess heat-related deaths in counties that cover just 62% of our population suggest that 5,500 Americans die every year from the heat. Certainly, the event we've seen, we're going to see excess deaths, a lot more than we should have.
Back across the border in Canada, the extreme temperatures have had a devastating impact. Hundreds of deaths in British Columbia have been linked to the heat wave. And volunteers are doing what they can to take care of the most vulnerable. Laura Bowden-Manley, Al Jazeera. And finally, Africa's third wave of coronavirus infections is extremely aggressive and is pushing the continent to a whole new threat level, according to the World Health Organization. Al Jazeera's Victoria Gettenby reports.
Marie, a 57-year-old mother of 5, has come to this clinic in Kinshasa to get her second jab of the AstraZeneca vaccine. The Democratic Republic of Congo is suffering from a third surge of coronavirus infections, as are many other parts of Africa.
It's good for us to protect ourselves as we are experiencing this third wave of COVID-19. It's important we receive this vaccine because in doing so, we'll also save others.
She's one of the lucky ones. Only 1% of people across the continent have been inoculated. While richer, vaccinated countries are reopening their economies, African hospitals are becoming overwhelmed, oxygen supplies are running low, and the virus is spreading to rural areas. The man in charge of securing doses for the continent has criticised Europe, saying it's failed to deliver a single vaccine from the millions it promised.
Not a single dose, not one vial, has left a European factory for Africa. Okay? When we've gone to talk to their manufacturers, they tell us that they are completely maxed out, meeting the needs of Europe.
5.5 million infections have been confirmed among the continent's 1.3 billion people. COVAX promised to deliver 700 million doses to Africa by December, but so far just 65 million have actually arrived.
Rich countries like the UK, like the G7, just are putting the profit of pharmaceutical companies above public health, but not pushing companies to share their technology so that others in developing countries can produce the vaccines. So we are under the mercy of pharmaceutical companies.
The head of the Africa Centres for Disease Control and Prevention says there's been a 23% increase in the number of COVID-related deaths in the past week. and warns unless the continent can secure a regular supply of vaccines, the consequences will be catastrophic. Victoria Gatenby, Al Jazeera.
And that is it for today's regional and international news. Here now is your 3-day weather forecast. That is all for this edition of Channel 2 Headline News Update. Tune in on Tuesday at 7 p.m. for another episode. Be sure to subscribe, like and follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Until then, stay safe and take care.